CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Conservation officers, meantime, have set up 3 traps on Discovery Island. They're hoping to catch a lone wolf that has been roaming the island since last summer. It was first spotted in July, and as we've told you, it's been seen several times since. Part of the island belongs to the Songhees First Nation, which wants to let the wolf stay where it is. But BC Parks says the traps are on the other part of the island, and that relocating the wolf would be in its best interest, and the best interest of people who visit the island for recreation more often as the warmer weather arrives.
It's not a threat to anybody right now. It's not a danger, but if we're going to try and move it, it's better to try before everybody's over there and things get busy again.
Officers set live traps on the island last summer, but were unable to catch the wolf. Discovery Island will stay closed for about 3 weeks or until the wolf is captured. A house fire fueled by last night's high winds has left a family in Nanuce Bay homeless. The family of 6 all made it out alive, but the father suffered some smoke inhalation, minor inhalation. Nothing left today but ash and smoldering debris. The first 911 calls came in about 10:30 last night. Reports of a fully involved house fire on Somerset Road. 22 firefighters from the Nanuce Fire and Rescue got help from 10 firefighters from Lanceville. The wind was fanning the flames, though, and crews had to truck water to the scene because there are no hydrants in the area. The family also lost its cabinet-making business, which was attached to the home. The cause is under investigation, but it's thought that a fire started in a heater left on in the workshop. Viking Air has secured another big deal. The North Saanich company is selling 6 of its aircraft to a major international airline. Malaysia Airlines has signed a $42 million deal with Viking for the Twin Otter Series 400 planes. The 19-passenger commuter aircraft will be produced at the facility at the Victoria Airport. Malaysian Air says Viking won the deal because of the plane's exceptional performance and added safety features. It's the first Malaysia-based operator of the new Viking aircraft, but it is by no means Viking's first international customer. It's the 19th. The high-tech Otters are scheduled for delivery between this year and next. Well, you can almost set your watch to it or your odometer, just like clockwork before a long weekend. You guessed it, gas prices are up again. You may have done a double take pulling up to the pump this afternoon. Gas prices in Greater Victoria jumped more than 15 cents a litre. At most stations, going from $1.14 for a litre of regular to $1.29.9.
I've got a young family, and we're trying to make ends meet, and every penny counts, and 14 cents is way too much at one go.
To find the lowest gas prices in your area, check out victoriagasprices.com. Also tonight, a lesson on pocket or purse dialing that a Victoria mother will not soon forget. She got a call from her daughter's cell phone, but instead of her voice, there were blood-curdling screams and strange noises. The mom hung up, called 911, but it turns out the daughter was watching a horror movie when she pocket dialed her mother. It isn't the first time since January 1st, 911 dispatch in Victoria has received more than 800 calls with nobody on the other end, but emergency responders say they still have to follow up on each case. For the first time, we can show you what the man charged with murdering a Victoria high school student told police hours after he was arrested. 15-year-old Justin Wendland was stabbed to death in June 2010 as he waited at a bus stop on Douglas Street. The accused is 41-year-old Corey Berry. Today, court released video of police interrogating Berry following Wendland's death. CTV's Stephen Andrew joins us now live with more. Stephen.
Hudson Vic PD detectives interrogated Corey Berry for nearly 3 hours the day after a Victoria teen was stabbed to death at his trial. Berry is pleading not guilty to the killing of the 15-year-old, but in the police interview, he appears to make at least one admission. Surveillance video at the trial shows a man with a dog approaching the area where the stabbing occurred, then running from the scene around the time of the stabbing. Police video shows Barry arriving at Vic PD headquarters shortly after the stabbing, where he tells an operator on a phone that he had just been attacked. Moments later, Barry was taken into custody, and the following day he's interviewed about the stabbing and breaks down in remorse.
If I was to give you the opportunity to look into those cameras and say to that boy's parents what you feel, what would you say?
You get me. I'm so sorry. Me too.
Now, throughout the trial, the court has heard that Barry thought he was being followed on the night of the murder and thought that Wendland was just part of a group of people that wanted to hurt him. Now, a forensic psychologist has testified during the trial that he believes mental illness, drug abuse, and a head injury could have all contributed to Corey Barry's mental state on the day of the murder. And Hudson closing arguments in the case will be heard next week.
All right, Stephen Andrews reporting. Stephen, thanks.
You're welcome.
For a third straight day, 3 Nanaimo schools and the district offices are under tight security. Since Tuesday, Dover Bay Secondary, Nanaimo District Secondary, and Sillair Elementary have all been under guard, along with the district head office. CTV News has learned a high school teacher is likely the source of the security scare. Francis Vandervoort taught at Dover Bay until he was suspended in September as the result of allegations against him. While the school district will not confirm he is the man of interest, it does confirm his suspension.
His current status is last September, the district became aware of allegations against him, and at that time he was removed from his duties. He is currently on a leave of absence.
The school district will not comment on the allegations, but says parents can be assured that students are not believed to be in any danger. RCMP and the school district are continuing to say very little about the actual security risk itself, and that has left some parents with mixed feelings.
It sparked more fear than it did anything else.
Obviously, they're taking whatever measures is necessary to rectify, or just in case something does happen. But it doesn't really help the parents much because you don't know exactly what's going on.
Not a lot of information was in it, but it I don't know, gave me some confidence that the school district is on top of it.
The school district says it wants to make sure the situation has fully settled and is resolved before it removes the additional security. The representative for children in BC says a series of mistakes by the provincial government led RCMP to taser an 11-year-old boy. A report released today by BC's child watchdog says nearly 2 years ago, the boy living in the central interior was exposed to abuse and neglect. In Mary Ellen Turpel-Lafon's report, she says the tasering incident in April of 2011 and most of the 22 critical injuries reported about the boy could have been prevented. The taser incident sparked the investigation, and that has opened floodgates for a wider investigation of how children are cared for in the province.
There's something about the fundamental human rights of children to have a system of support that will meet their needs, not further harm them, traumatize them, and have them left with deep stigma and poor transitions through their years into adolescence, where this boy is now. And as I say, not to mention adulthood.
Turpel-Lafon says the Ministry of Children and Family Development failed to invest in proper residential care for the boy and says the government must prevent this from happening again. Ancient human remains discovered in the James Bay neighborhood in Victoria earlier this month were removed from the ground today. The bones were found along Dallas Road near Montreal Street in the James Bay neighborhood by a City of Victoria works crew that was digging. The area is said to be the location of an ancient burial ground. The bones are from a First Nations man, and they will be stored in a cedar box until they can be reburied. The City of Victoria is discussing potential reburial sites with local First Nations leaders. Well, we're heading into a long weekend. The new BC Stat holiday, Family Day, is this coming Monday. But staff at Crystal Pool will be at work so that you and your family can enjoy some recreation. Entry will be free for everyone at the Crystal. The pool and fitness center has been closed on all Stat holidays for more than 15 years, but the members of CUPE Local 50 offered to sponsor themselves, and the Union Local offered to sponsor its workers at the center so it could offer a place for families to go on this first year of the provincial holiday.
We are the workers in this facility. Our members are in here. They are proud of the facility. It's a community gathering place that is an asset to the city, and again, I just think it's appropriate that it would be open.
We're really grateful for this offer by CUPE to make sure the first Family Day is an opportunity for this facility is open to everyone.
Crystal Pool will be open to all ages from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon this Monday, Family Day in BC. Another spot opening its doors for the holiday is Our Place. The community center for the homeless, for the poor and disabled in Greater Victoria is inviting people to celebrate BC's first Family Day there. Our Place volunteers will be serving lunch, offering live music along with games and prizes, and they'll show some movies, and they'll serve a cake in the afternoon, followed by a special Family Day dinner. Our Place will open its doors in the Pandora Avenue location from 11:30 until 5. A lesson tonight on pocket dialing or purse dialing, and it's one a Victoria mother will not soon forget. She received a call from her daughter's cell phone but did not hear her voice. Instead, could hear strange noises and blood-curdling screams. The mother hung up and quickly dialed 911. It turns out, much to her relief, that the daughter was just watching a horror movie and she had pocket dialed her mom. Since January 1st, it's been happening a lot. 911 dispatch in Victoria received more than 800 calls with nobody on the other end, but emergency responders say they have to follow up on each case. A number of trees were chopped down in Victoria's James Bay neighborhood today to make room for a new residential condominium project. The Duet development broke ground earlier this week. The City of Victoria says it's a good opportunity to draw more people downtown and help build more of a community. Part of the project's permit and rezoning involves removing trees along Michigan Street, which are believed to be diseased. The developer says council approved the decision to take them down 2 years ago, but the neighbors who heard the chainsaws today were out for one last try to save them.
My concern is that these trees are in good condition and they should be allowed to stand. We need them, in terms of both the neighborhood values, in terms of our atmosphere.
The City of Victoria asked for the trees to be cut down, and the trees were actually cut down by the City of Victoria themselves. And it's part of the development permit process for this project. They wanted to see these trees removed because they believe that they were diseased and that they would be a safety hazard, especially when we started to do our excavation.
Chard Development says once the project is finished, it will replace the trees on the boulevard with a red horse chestnut tree recommended by the city. The company also says it'll plant another 100 trees on the site. A Cormorant helicopter crew from 442 Squadron was kept busy in the waters off Nanaimo last night, rescuing boaters in trouble. The first happened at about 7:30. A 7.5-meter sailboat broke its mooring line while out in the water. It was dark. The helicopter crew hovered overhead while providing light to help direct the boat to shore. Once ashore, the man on board was rescued and taken to his home in Nanaimo. Shortly after the first rescue, crews were dispatched to search for 2 overdue canoeists. The Cormorant scoured the shoreline between Yellow Point and Ladysmith until crew members saw one of the men waving his cell phone. The chopper landed on the shore, rescued the 2 middle-aged men who were wet and cold, but otherwise okay. A diver from Nanaimo has captured some remarkable footage of sea lions off the coast of Vancouver Island. The video was taken over the weekend near Union Bay, and it shows dozens of playful and very curious sea lions interacting with divers along the ocean floor. Since the video was posted earlier this week, it's been a hit on social media, viewed thousands of times already. Divers say encountering this many sea lions at once is extremely rare.
A little intimidated when we first hit the water, but I don't want to say scared. When the first mass sort of descended upon us, we were like, that's a lot. But then as soon as they looked at you with those big brown eyes, it was fine. You just knew they just wanted to play. I describe them like a pack of big playful dogs that just want to, push you around and tussle with you.
The divers believe the sea lions are drawn to the waters off Union Bay because of the abundance of herring in the area. Well, the penny is nearing extinction as of this week, and if you have not yet found a way to use yours up, volunteers in Nanaimo have an idea. The Canadian Cancer Society is launching a penny drive to help send kids with cancer to Camp Good Times. No set goal just yet, simply a plan to raise as much money as they can.
In particular, we thought that kids like to save pennies, so we thought maybe some kids out there would like to donate to other children who are having a tough time by bringing their pennies down here.
If you have some pennies and don't know what to do with them and like to donate them to kids going to Camp Good Times, drop them off at the Nanaimo office of the Canadian Cancer Society. That's at 777 Poplar Street. Well, today is National Sweater Day, and Vancouver Island University students used it to raise awareness about conserving energy. Wasn't pretty, though. Members of a student volunteer group engaged their peers in hands-on activities to learn about the science behind using energy wisely. Also, a week-long ugly sweater contest on campus to help draw attention to the cause.
Is to draw awareness to using less energy, to putting on a sweater instead of turning up the heat, as well as the dollars and cents of it, because if you turn down the heat, you save a little bit of money, as well as putting out CO2 equivalent emissions into the atmosphere.
This is the 3rd year VIU has run the event. To see for yourself and to vote for your favorite ugly sweater, visit viu.ca/sustainability.